welcome to Bleep Your Tears, a show where we take a topic, a subject, and rank them kind of in our tier lists. So, today, we're going to be doing video game mascots.
You made it sound so sinister.
I know. We know that thing you love. We're going to put it in the lowest tier.
It's that TikTok thing. It's like, welcome to hell!
Albeit, if you've watched either of our other tier lists, we're very kind and we want everything in S rank half the time.
No, you're very kind and want everything in S rank.
I seem to remember us trying to put some certain
I was going to say, there was a lot of Thomas characters where you were like, I want him higher, I want him higher, I want him higher.
Okay.
Help me, Poppy.
All right, well,
But
you got me there.
we have our tiers for our video game mascots. Our top tier, one hell of a guy. Our
Rich,
second
if you get
tier,
that reference, you're our friend.
hardcore gamer. You know, if you're solid mid-range, but you're still good, powered up. You're fine, but you may be a casual gamer, and nobody cares.
Because who cares?
Yeah.
I don't.
We open with this angry bird.
Red.
Starting off with a banger. That's a nobody cares for me.
Honestly, I'd say it's the epitome of casual gamer.
It is the epitome of casual gamer. That is exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah, I guess.
Because Angry Birds, in a lot of ways, was the epitome of casual gamers.
Yeah.
I mean,
I feel nothing towards Angry Birds.
the
to
key
be
word
honest.
there though is was. Like, who
No,
cares?
it's still pretty.
It's
fucking
still pretty
popular.
popular, yeah. It still exists. It's still out there. It's maybe not like the
It's-
biggest thing.
Yeah, it's not as popular as it was, but it's still pretty.
It's like Candy Crush. It'll never die. I really think we'd start off with casual gamer
I
because
think so. Yeah.
it's not that I'm not gonna say I don't care about it. I just it doesn't matter too much to me. But it's a casual. I did have Angry Birds. Look, they did
I think
Star Wars.
everybody had
They did
an Angry
Star
Birds
Wars, and I
game
was like,
at
all
one
right,
point.
fine.
Yep, that was about as well as it got. Remember when they had an RPG? Anyway,
Yeah,
They've done
I know they've done everything.
they've
Yep.
done everything.
it's wild. All right, now that we've gotten that one out of the way, Banjo.
That's
Banjo-Kazooie.
either A or S rank. I
That
think.
for me, that's hardcore gamer.
I think, yeah.
I'm not like I like Banjo. I like Banjo-Kazooie's design. I'm not like I don't have the best experience just like playing it. It was a 64 game. I went back later on. If you didn't grow up with it, there's 64 controls that exist on it. It's rare, so I do like it. I love his design, and he's pretty rad in Smash.
Oh yeah.
So, but honestly, like if we're talking about like mascots of a lot of things, I think hardcore gamer. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think he quite gets to be one hell of a guy, but you can't tell the history of video games without a little bit of Banjo-Kazooie.
Without a little bit of banjo.
So I think it fits
Yeah.
there.
And you can't really say that without mentioning like rare in general. And I think Banjo-Kazooie is like it's peak 90s rare, which I think we've talked about this before. Is when Rare was at their best.
Right.
Was in the
so-
90s.
Was when they were making it, and arguably it is their best of the 64 platforming games that they made.
An argument can be made.
An argument made. It is my. My personal favorite is still DK64, but that's because I played it a lot. But I think probably the best in quality is probably Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah.
But all right, we got this cat here that I've been told is named Blinks.
Blinks the Time Sweeper. Xbox's
Oh, that's
attempt-
right.
Xbox's attempt at their own mascot platformer.
Yeah.
The keyword being attempt.
I never played it, but now I'm 100% remembering it now. When you said I was like, okay, it's a cat, and then you said the Time Sweeper, I was like, oh right, that game.
I know objectively it probably goes like nobody cares, but I personally like Blinks.
It's a great design.
I like his design. I like when you play his game, he's got a bunch of cool time abilities. Like his whole thing is he bends time.
I think, but I think the real question is like how many people know what a Blinks is?
Well, they can go fuck themselves.
Wow. We're three characters in, and Thomas is already like, screw people who don't know this thing.
That's how I'm judging a lot of these characters. Is like how big are they now?
That's fair. That is definitely a qualification I have, is maybe the iconography that exists from it, how iconic they are. But also, I think the design is so rad. Like, the color scheme, like, it's simple, but his color scheme is really good. I think it should be in Powered Up. That's my opinion right here. I don't know much about the game, so that's maybe what's holding it back for me. But I think just on design alone, I put him Powered Up.
Yeah, I guess my thing is I'm ranking these not as mascots, as characters. I
That's
know
fair.
it is a mascot, but I'm looking at these as characters. And I'm not going to say Blinks is like a super good character, but it is a character I have a personal attachment to, just for the sake of, hey, he looks cool. I kind of wish they did more stuff with him, but that is entirely a me thing.
Just looking at his design, I'm interested in knowing more about him, and I'd be like, I'd like to like read a comic or play a game or something like that. So like, I think just off of that, I would like to put him right here. Any objections?
No, not really.
Okay.
I feel nothing when I look at this character, so anywhere you put him, I'm just gonna be like.
How do you feel nothing? He's just a cute kitty cat. Who has
There's
time powers.
there's a lot of cute characters that
But
we
he's
have
a cute
coming up.
kitty cat.
And an orange. I do like orange cats,
I
but
know.
I know nothing. But I know nothing about this.
All
character,
right.
So.
Bomberman.
Bomberman, he's a pretty big one.
He's either
Konami, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
He's either high A or low S for me, because I don't know if he's like the most iconic, if he's the greatest character. But for me, I like Bomberman. Obviously, he's had a lot of strange adventures. So
With
Yeah.
a super simplistic design.
Very simplistic. Doesn't
but
even have a mouth.
It explains everything. His game's more strategy based, but also puzzle. I'd say top a hardcore gamer. I don't think I'd put him quite in one hell of a guy, but I wouldn't be opposed necessarily if he was at the very end of it when it all came out. But I think I'd put him top of hardcore.
I think either way, top of powered up or lower hardcore gamer, as long as he's in between Banjo and Blanks.
You think he should be up behind Banjo?
Behind Banjo and in front of Blanks. Anywhere in there.
I would personally put him ahead of Banjo.
I wouldn't go that
I'd
far.
put him behind.
Okay.
personally.
Because how many?
Well, you guys took the vote there, so we'll put him right there.
Another thing that I'm basing some of these characters, not all of them, because some of them have never been in Smash, but also like how much have people wanted them in Smash?
There's been
like the hype around Banjo and Kazooie being in Smash was massive.
Yeah.
So
That's
for
fair.
that.
That's fair.
this for me. It's also like I could see him going ahead of Banjo just because he has had more games and he is still getting games to this day. But also, I just think Banjo. This is ultimately just a personal thing. I like Banjo's design more.
Yeah, and that's
So-
what I was going to say is, like, I think game-wise, Bomberman has had more quality, I guess, over time.
Because Banjo's only had 3 games.
So, like, it's had more games and more opportunities, but, yeah, Banjo's design is just rad.
Absolutely.
All right. Captain Falcon.
Looks like a Sentai hero.
He does.
He does. I didn't think about that, but yeah, he does.
I love Captain Falcon.
Captain Falcon's so cool.
Like, legitimately, he is so cool. And it's weird when you look at him, I wouldn't necessarily say, hey, that's in a racing game.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, because at this point, Falcon's known more for Smash Bros.
He's
than
no,
F-Zero.
yeah, he's known 'cause
Yeah.
so few F-Zero games. He's one hell of a guy for me.
I'm all right with that. I personally would have gone like high hardcore gamer, but if you want to throw him in one hell of a guy.
He was one of my when I was really good at Melee back in the day before I lost all skills because I got older.
You lost all the skills and now you had to start paying bills.
Yeah, pretty much. He was one of my 3 mains. Fox, Dr. Mario, and Captain Falcon.
Captain Falcon mains are annoying to play against.
Yes,
They're very annoying to play
And
against.
Sean's like, and I was goddamn proud of it.
I was. So I think he's our first one hell
I
of a
think
guy.
so, yeah.
Yeah, I believe
And
so. I
then,
think that's about.
All right.
Here comes our second.
Sure.
At least I'm going to be pushing for it. I'm probably not going to win, but I'm going to try to
All right,
push
here's
for it.
Conquer. One of the other 64 rare games.
I love Conquer so much.
We are aware, yes.
I love like how I love the irreverent humor in his game. I love how he like bucks the tradition of the cutesy mascot character by swearing a bunch. I think that's hilarious. I love him.
I mean, we kind of have seen the cute characters swearing before, but
But every time it happens, it gets a laugh out of me.
fair enough.
It's one of those cliches that I don't know. There's something about it that I really like.
Again, it's another fairly simplistic design. I wouldn't put him above Banjo. That's just for sure. Like, I think I like Banjo's design. And as you said, I will give points. The clamoring for Banjo in Smash was massive.
Yeah, but at the same time, though, the reason that I'd put him probably in between Falcon and Banjo and Kazooie is that Banjo and Kazooie don't really have a personality. They're not really they're not really deep that deep characters. And I know Conker's not like that much deeper, but he's got more of a personality in his game. I think he goes through like a range of emotions. Banjo and Kazooie kind of just have the one.
I disagree.
You disagree?
I disagree on that. It'd be like saying the same thing that Crash Bandicoot doesn't have any, range of emotions.
Maybe he does too.
So yeah, Crash Bandicoot does, just like Banjo-Kazooie.
I've made my argument.
I personally I personally would have Conker and Powered Up. That's where I would have him. But
a hardcore gamer for me.
Hardcore gamer.
I'll settle for in between Bomberman and Banjo, I guess.
Is that where you would?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right there.
It's not where I would, but I'm okay with that.
I know I've done all that I can to try to argue him up, and so I'll settle for that.
Yeah, I like Conker a lot. I do give credit that he's one of the few platform characters. In fact, one of the only ones on this list, because I don't see no Abe anywhere. Fuckers.
Yeah, I noticed that earlier. There was no Oddworld or anything.
Yeah, but he's one of the few platform characters that actually goes through a big arc in his story. I enjoy Conker a lot. It is one of those games. This is just my own personal thing on Conker. Kind of gets up his own ass by the end, but
little bit.
That's just my own personal opinion.
I think that's fine. I think that works pretty good. Like I wouldn't put him in S tier, but I'm okay with that. All right, I'm pretty sure this is a hell of a guy. We've talked ad nauseum about Crash Bandicoot on various episodes.
Yeah, Crash is one hell of a guy.
Honestly, I love you, Falcon, but no.
Yeah,
Falcon's like, no.
Falcon did not want to relinquish the top spot, but it's Crash. The 90s. I would argue that even more. I know that Mario 64 was a thing, and obviously the Mario Kart. The platforming mascot of the 90s was Crash Bandicoot. Of the late 90s, at least.
I would agree. Yeah.
Like the early 90s, you had the Sonic versus Mario, but as we said, like 97 to 2000, Crash Bandicoot was the mascot because the PlayStation was so big.
You probably, I would honestly go as far to say that the PlayStation probably wouldn't be as big as it was if it wasn't for Crash.
And we kind of mentioned that in our how you would do it Crash Bandicoot movie when we talked about the Crash Bandicoot stuff.
Yeah.
So,
as well as a little bit when we talked about Wrath of Cortex.
Oh yeah, that's right.
All right, this is an interesting one. We kind of gone through a lot of like the classics. Here's one that kind of gets forgotten because there's not much to him.
Yeah,
It's Croc.
It's kind of the same thing as Blinks for me, but the difference is Blinks I think has a really kick-ass design,
And Croc is
a Croc.
Yeah.
He's just a Croc
Who rescues Gobos.
Yeah, Croc, Legend of the Gobos, the platform with tank controls, baby.
Honestly,
wait, wasn't he in a fighting game?
Wouldn't surprise me if he. I don't
Maybe,
think
I'm not sure.
he wasn't in like PlayStation All Stars or anything. But honestly, he's top of casual gaming for me.
That's kind of where I am.
Like I would put him above Red, but I don't mind Croc. Yeah, its controls have aged like warm milk. But it's still like it was a very cute game for the time, like design wise, and like a lot of cool fantasy elements and look to it. None of it has aged particularly well, and among the PlayStation platformers, it wasn't even then considered great. But I think it's still solid. I wouldn't put it in nobody cares, but nobody is really, I don't think anyone out there. Maybe there's one or two people, but nobody really is clamoring for the Croc remasters.
Not exactly.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was a character. He did get 2 games, Croc 1 and 2, but
yeah, and you know what? I'm sure those games are fun. I'm sure Croc I'm sure he's a nice guy, but yeah.
All right, I have very little connection to it. I know you guys both have more here. Cuphead.
Cuphead. Man, this sucks because I really want to push for him to be like low, hell of a guy, maybe even a high hardcore gamer, but I know I'm not going to be able to get you to put him above Banjo and Kazooie.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't but a lot of that is just because I don't have any real attachment to him. I barely played the game and I haven't watched the show, so.
I love Cuphead because he's a callback to that old timey type of rubber hose animation that I have a soft
the design
spot for.
alone is amazing.
Oh,
Legitimately,
yeah.
it's a take on kind of Mickey Mouse look with the color design.
He's one of the rare characters to come out of like the late 2010s that passes the silhouette test.
Mm-hmm.
Which is something that you just don't really see anymore, is characters that can do that.
Without a whole lot, I probably would put him kind of mid to low hardcore gamer, but I'm okay if you want to put him near the top.
I would put...
Because this is one I don't have a lot of instance on. I'm sure if I played more Cuphead, I probably would have more of an attachment, and there would be more that I'd be pushing. But I'm really okay. I'm more malleable on this one.
I'm not going to take anything below putting him in between Conquer and Bomberman.
Okay. That would be the lowest.
That's the lowest I can go.
What are you thinking, Thomas?
I like Cuphead a lot. He's not like one of my favorite characters ever or anything, but I do enjoy the 30s cartoon aesthetic. I like his design. I think he is a fun character. I like that his whole plot begins because he gets into crippling gambling debt with the devil.
I can relate part of the reason I picked up the game the first time was when I heard that story a lot, and I was like, yep, I can relate to this.
Yeah, so I also I kind of tend to lean more towards the characters who are kind of little shits, and Cuphead's kind of a little shit. I'd put him between Banjo and Conquer personally.
Okay,
so
I'm perfectly okay with this.
Yeah.
I think I like that Banjo still stays ahead. I think there's a little more iconicness to Banjo, or not even necessarily iconic, but there is a little more like rabid fan base to Banjo. That is existent.
Cuphead, the fan base usually goes into a coma after they're done beating the game, and so it's like new content. And they're like, what?
We have awoken.
All right, this is gonna be an interesting one because Thomas and I were talking beforehand. And I'm the big Donkey Kong character. I love all the Donkey Kong games. But like if this were a Donkey Kong just exclusive tier list, Diddy would be pretty low for me. But I still really love Diddy. Diddy, it's not that I don't like Diddy. It's just that he's like I like a lot of the other Kongs more. But here's Diddy Kong, which is Thomas's favorite Kong.
And Diddy's my favorite Kong. I love Diddy.
He gets by 64. He gets his peanut guns and his little.
The barrel
jetpack,
which somehow doesn't spontaneously combust, even though it's made out of wood. It's okay. But he also, just personal thing, he has probably my favorite gag in the Mario movie, where he's just chanting D, and it's like, Diddy, knock it off D. Sorry, like that makes me laugh.
I personally, I think I like pre-64 Diddy more than I like post what they've done with him in like 3D and beyond. I love Donkey Kong Country 2's Diddy. He rocks out on his has a boombox.
So here's my thing with Diddy. So a little peek behind the curtain for me. I used to play Smash Brothers for my college esports team. Did that for a couple of years. And
were you a Diddy main?
I was not a Diddy main,
Oh.
but Diddy was the bane of your existence.
Diddy Kong mains are so obnoxious. Like, I let it slide with Captain Falcon because he's just such a cool character. I can't let it slide with Diddy. That brings him down to like powered up.
Mason wakes up in a cold sweat and he's like, Diddy. Oh,
he's like, no,
Diddy. No.
My therapist is like, Diddy Kong's not real. He can't.
I would like him on the Hardcore Gamer because I do love the Kongs so much, even if he's not there. But I'm malleable where on it. I know Thomas probably wants him high.
I was gonna put him in Hardcore Gamer.
If you're gonna put him in Hardcore Gamer, lowest Hardcore Gamer. And
How
he's-
about go fuck yourself?
I would put him above. We have 3 rare characters in Hardcore Gamer, and I would put him at the top.
I can't let my Smash Ultimate.
All right, are you
thing
okay with
slide.
between Cuphead and Banjo?
I'd be okay with him between Conker and Bomberman. All right, fine.
All right, is this acceptable?
I'm fine with that.
Okay,
I act like I'm a bitch. I don't really care for most of these.
So
that really-
it's fine. I like Diddy. His earlier designs and actions, I think I liked more than what they've done with him in 3D. But he's still he's cute. He's a fun little monkey.
My first exposure to Diddy Kong was Smash Brothers Brawl, where he pulls fucking gun kata with his peanut
He
gun.
does.
So that alone, I'm like, yeah, he's best Kong.
Still hurts for me that you put him that high.
Can Conker do fucking gun kata? No.
Yeah, well, he does the Matrix stuff.
Yeah, boo hoo. Does he do it with peanuts? No. Diddy's better, bitch.
Thomas just made a very good point. He does it with peanuts. Now he's top of Hardcore Gamer.
You can put him in the middle.
You
He utilized. Oh no.
wait, what?
There we go.
Okay, there we go. We fixed
All
it.
right, Donkey Kong, DK.
DK.
This
Donkey
Kong's,
Kong.
this Kong's one
This
hell of a
Kong's
guy.
one hell of a guy.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean that's talking about Chunky Kong in the song.
I know, but I don't.
But
it's a
honestly,
Kong.
I don't think I put him above Captain Falcon just from design, but
Yeah, no.
iconicness.
Iconography, just all that. Yeah.
Like
I think the
Donkey
fact-
Kong is Nintendo.
Yeah.
Even more than Mario. Mario was Jumpman back then. Donkey Kong had a name.
Yeah, without
Yeah.
Donkey Kong, we wouldn't have probably any of these characters. So for that alone,
He's one hell of a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, now my old main, Star Fox.
Do a barrel roll.
It's Peppy, bitch.
I know.
Star Fox.
So here's my thing about Star Fox. I actually do really like Fox. I like Fox McCloud as a character.
I do a lot.
It is just I understand why people don't. He's a lot of people will know him from Smash, where look in Smash Ultimate and Smash Brawl he sounded fine. I hated him in Smash 4 exclusively because of how he sounded.
Huh.
I could not stand how he sounded in Smash 4. It's a very weird thing. But I love McCloud. I have read fucking comics with Fox McCloud. Did you know his mom dies via car bomb?
Yeah.
Jeez.
There's lots that happen. I really like Fox.
I like Fox too. He's my least favorite Star Fox team member.
Really? You got Slippy Toad ahead of him?
Okay, he's my third favorite Star
You got
Fox.
Peppy ahead of him?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. He's funny.
Like
Okay,
I get that
you know,
Falco's
okay,
cool.
Second favorite.
I get that
Falco's
Falco's
still
cool.
my favorite.
See,
Falco-
Falco's a bitch.
He
Falco's
is.
such a bitch.
That's
He is.
why I like him.
That's fair. He is that like bitchy
I-
side character.
I can do better than you, Fox. Then fucking do it, bitch.
I like him for that. I like that he's kind of a smartass.
I would put Fox up at the top of Hardcore Gamer. That's where I would have him. Banjo, move.
I don't know if I'd put him. I'd personally, because I know I can't. I'm probably not going to be able to get him where I want. I'd put him behind Banjo.
Okay, where do you want him?
Well, where I would put him is in between Cuphead and Diddy.
There. Wow, we're knocking Diddy down another layer here.
Well, we were going to do that anyways if you put him in the top.
Oh god, he's trying to jump ahead of Donkey Kong.
He's got a mind of his own. Yeah, right there.
So this is between him and Cuphead right now. Is my thought here. Design wise, I actually think I like Cuphead more. I think I just love the design of Cuphead.
Yes.
But Fox has some of the best story.
Okay.
Unironically,
yeah.
one of the best. Unironically,
Like
some of the
legitimately,
best narrative in
Star
Nintendo
Fox might have some of the best story in all of Nintendo. Like of the Nintendo characters.
And they're not exactly known for a story.
It's also very odd kind of personal tangent with Fox McCloud. I will occasionally just get on a Star Fox kick. Like I will just be obsessed with Star Fox to the point where I have not only written an entire outline for how I would do a Star Fox movie, I have written like fan fiction that is basically Fox McCloud in a John Woo movie. So
I would.
Man, that's gotta be another how we do it.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
All right, Thomas, sell us on Gex.
Yes.
Okay, he doesn't belong in any of these tiers. Put one above one hell of a guy. He is Gex. He is our Lord and Savior, motherfuckers.
He's the boy.
He goes powered up, and if I'm being legit, he's probably powered up, but I don't know what it is. I just love Gex.
I think it's the James Bond look.
It's the James Bond look. It's the fact that Gex is another character where he has such a depressing story when you look it up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he is a character who has lost literally everything, and his only solace is TV. And then he gets sucked into the TV because it's like even your comfort cannot, you cannot be saved, Gex.
So,
and look, I am unironically super excited for that Gex.
Honestly,
remaster
same.
package. Again, I just love Gex. I am very weirdly obsessed with Gex. So I bought the fucking Gex 3 Deep Cut Echo novelization.
My thought, this is the thing, and I think there is like around the same time, Gex and Croc are pretty close in timeline wise when they came out. Gex is, I think, a little bit after Croc year wise.
Maybe. I think so.
One has just this really cool design, and one is just a crocodile.
And also, kind of going back to what Mason said, Croc does have a bit of a personality, but he's kind of just generic happy-go-lucky. Gex is, again, a bit of an asshole.
I think
he's
just
an asshole
because
who will save the day, but he is kind of an asshole.
we may be bumping him up later on in the future when we've played there, but I think Powered Up at the top of Powered Up kind of fits best for Gex.
That's kind of where I'm thinking, yeah.
Just his games weren't the huge sellers. It wasn't like the end all be all, but he has a really cool design.
Yeah.
Even just the way that they've made him. He's just an anthropomorphic gecko, but there's just something really cool about that, even if he's not wearing the suit.
Yeah, he's got a really good design. I know people hate him for all of his dated jokes, but he's got some that are genuinely really funny.
Mm-hmm.
There is one where he is literally traveling through like a dumpster world, like it's a trash world, and he's jumping around and he goes, "So this is New Jersey."
That's amazing.
Anytime to take a shot at New Jersey, we'll take it.
That is amazing.
Also, I love Gex purely because he has one of my favorite running jokes and one of my favorite YouTube channels.
Oh yes, got the walls. Where it's Gex.
Yeah, it's like there's a guy in a lot of the videos that he does that thinks everything is Gex except for Gex. Like someone shows him Gex, he's like, no, the lizard.
Which is probably the best payoff, where they end up like, oh, we're gonna play Gex.
They
and
actually
like,
start playing Gex, and he's like, what the fuck is this?
All right. This glove on a ball that looks like he belongs in a discount Mario game.
Glover.
I put him in. I think it might be fair. It's only fair to put him in Nobody Cares, I think.
Probably.
I have no connection.
Probably. I have a soft spot for Glover, but that is exclusively because I have a soft spot for like 89% of these characters.
Has he appeared in a game other than the first Glover?
Yeah,
was there
the
ever
PC re-release. No, I'm kidding.
Was there ever a Glover 2?
There was one in development. It never came to be.
Dang.
Glover, I think, is such a cool... I like Glover exclusively, again, because of the story around him. Glover is a glove. Like, he's genuinely just a glove that was given life by magician's magic.
A four-fingered glove.
Yeah, because cartoons. And his whole thing is he can use magic, but the magic, like, that ball is actually a power crystal that helps these things. So all of his levels are turning the crystal into various forms with magic to help him along. Like, he turns it into a ball to bounce along. He turns it into a bowling ball to make it heavier. Again, I know he's going to Nobody Cares, but I want to defend why I like him.
I wish Glover would have had like a chance to actually have a franchise because he's neat.
Would you rather see him at the back at Casual Gamer?
No, throw him in Nobody Cares.
All right.
I love you, Glover, but that's
Ninja Gaiden guy.
Ryu Hayabusa.
Yeah, Ryu Hayabusa.
That's another one.
His games are hard as fuck.
His games are hard as fuck. I like him. Again, he's He's generic cool ninja guy.
Yeah, he's a really cool character, but also his design is just ninja.
Yeah, his design is just, you ninja.
So
I ninja, he, she, me, ninja.
Honestly, my opinion is right here.
Yeah, powered up.
Yeah.
Like again, the Ninja Gaiden games are hard. They're fun. He's a solid character in the Dead or Alive games. Like it is.
That's right. He's in the Dead or Alive games.
Is it, he? Technically, he's the main character of a couple of them.
Yeah, like
he canonically wins the Dead or Alive tournament at one point.
Wow.
And so like he is interesting in it, a lot of it, but I think just the design that is just ninja is what's holding me back here.
Yeah. It's also that Ryu is another one of those characters who's more cool than he is like fascinating. Like, spoilers later on, Kratos I'm going to be pushing for because I think he's both badass and fascinating.
Yes.
Whereas Ryu Hayabusa is more, you're cool, but you're a ninja.
Sometimes
That's
the depth of the character isn't always there.
Yeah.
One hell of a guy, it's Jak and Daxter.
I've never played a Jak and Daxter.
Go for it. I'm same with Sean. I love Jak. I love
Legitimately,
Jak and Daxter.
Mason. We are gonna have to make Mason play one of the Jak and Daxter games here.
Okay, quick side tangent. I guess which one's your favorite?
Personally, story-wise, Jak 2 really resonated with me. But I also really like Jak 3. But also, I have a lot of fond memories of Jak and Daxter.
Okay, so here's the thing: Jak 2 is my favorite story-wise. That game kicks me in the ass so hard. So Jak 3 is my favorite gameplay-wise.
That's fair.
So
like I loved Jak 2 story. They did the dark, edgy jump from cutesy, game to and 1 to 2, better than any game has ever done.
I agree. Opinion. It is probably the best turn to edgy ever.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, Jak and Daxter, fantastic. I think design-wise, I'm going to keep Falcon above him.
Yeah, because the thing is, Jak's design, especially in the later games, gets really busy.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's got all this ammo, all these armor pieces.
Daxter is a really cool design too for a sidekick.
Yeah.
But look, Captain Falcon is one of my favorite video game designs of all time. Like I love the look he is just so good. So I think that's a fine put it right there. Kirby.
Hell of a
guy.
Hell of a thing.
That's right. I'm with the big Kirby fans here.
Hell of a genderless blob.
I fucking love Kirby.
Do you want him above DK? Do you want him above Jak?
I'm good honestly anywhere in Hell of a Guy.
Because personally, I'm not I like Kirby. He's cute. I have Mason. I have PTSD from Kirby in Smash, but
Kirby mains, they are a different breed. But I have a certain respect for Smash players who are good at characters that are hard to be good at. So
see, the thing is, in OG Smash, like Kirby was the easiest to be good at with in the original game.
Yeah.
Like anyone who just picked up Smash was like, I'm Kirby.
See, because one of my favorite things about Kirby is he baby.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally, he is mentally like 3. Maybe even younger than that.
But he's also got the powers of an eldritch god.
I was going to say he can beat Cthulhu's ass or whatever.
I would put him, I think, above Donkey Kong, honestly.
I'd personally put him above Jak and Daxter, but that's just because
you haven't played
really
it.
Like Jak and Daxter. Or not that I don't really like Jak and Daxter, just that I haven't played any of the Jak and Daxter
Thomas,
games.
who is a big fan of both, do you put him above Jak or below Jak?
I put him above, but that is just me personally.
Then we will put him above.
All right.
I'm okay with that. All right.
Chlamydia. I mean, Klonoa. Not me.
I called him Corona earlier. Kelowna. Yep, that's a game.
Yeah. You know they were going to make a movie about
I'm
this
going to
character?
tell you, he might have the best design here. Like, he has got such... It's like Sonic the Hedgehog, but honestly, like OG Sonic, but honestly kind of cooler.
Klonoa has one of the most depressing stories in gaming.
Yeah. I've heard the story.
His whole story is basically he is a dream guy, but his world, like I said, is a dream. So this person's slowly waking up, and Klonoa has to say goodbye to all his friends as his world slowly disappears.
Good
That is
Lord.
Klonoa's story.
Good
Again,
Lord.
just me kind of summarizing there.
Yeah, it's depressing.
How many games has Klonoa had?
1, 2, the remake, the new collection. He was in a bunch of those Namco/Sega RPGs. He had a fucking volleyball game at some point.
I would put him above Gex.
I wouldn't go that far. I'd put him below Blinks.
You think here?
I think either there or high casual, honestly. But that's just me, and that's coming from someone who
I would put him I would at least
is.
put him above Ryu because his design is rad.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
You okay with that, or do you want to defend a higher level, or?
I would, but I know it's gonna fall on deaf ears.
No, go ahead. I said I was willing to put Gex. I'm not attached to any of this back here. Like,
okay. 1, Klonoa had a very impactful gameplay style. 2.5D. He was one of the first to do it. Still one of the best. 2, again, his story. He is a guy. Klonoa is ultimately a kid who just gets fucking depressed at a certain point because, goddammit, all his friends keep disappearing. So,
you know what? I can relate to that.
so between Conquer and Bomberman?
I'm okay.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, Klonoa, right there. I'm going mostly on rad design and what little I know. All right, Kratos.
Another game series I haven't played a single game of.
Kratos,
go.
The thing that's interesting about Kratos, he's got one of the best, from game 1 to now, game 5, he's got one of the best character arcs consistently.
Yeah.
He also got a little overrated for a while. He was definitely an overrated character for a while, and now he's kind of swung back a bit to kind of underrated.
I was going to say, it's so funny because Kratos went from overrated to underrated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because now people see him, and especially young Kratos, especially, like, older, I get fucking...
non-bearded.
Non-bearded Kratos gets a lot of shit. Because it's like, oh, well, he just murders everyone in his path. And it's like, that's the point.
No, he also has lots of sex, too.
Yeah. We got to balance it out.
Kratos' whole thing is...
He takes away life, he creates life.
It's a revenge. It's entirely a revenge film.
Kratos is rage incarnate, is the thing. Kratos is just pure rage. He is always pissed off about something. But what I think people miss is that the whole series is ultimately, like, trying to show, hey... That's not a good thing, Kratos. And he learns that by the end of God of War 3, where he literally sacrifices himself to give humanity hope.
I love Kratos.
Kratos, it's one of our earliest top lists. Kratos is one of those where he might be just number 6, like, of my top 5.
I don't know if we gave him much of a shout out in our character list, but we probably should have in some of our
We should have,
mentions.
especially because, like, I was kind of in that point where it's like, oh, he's just a rage monster, but I went back, played the games, and I'm like, no, there's a lot more to Kratos.
There's a lot, and those games rock.
And he gets out of hell every day, so he's one hell of a guy for me.
I'm okay with that. I'd put him at
a tail end, yeah.
Yeah, I'd put him right there. I think that's a really good spot for him. We're not overrating him, but we're giving props to him underrated.
Also, he's just fucking badass. Like, let's not beat around the bush. He's just fucking cool.
All right, modern Lara Croft.
Once again, a character I can't really talk about.
Mason. Gameplay. Well, I love the gameplay of the modern the modern Tomb Raider games. I'm not as keen. Like, her design is fine. Like, it's a good design, and it fits modern gaming. And I'm not saying that, like, oh, she needed to be triangle boobs, but
she needed to have titties. But, like, she's just kind of an adventurer now, whereas the original Lara Croft had that kind of spunk.
That's what from what I've seen in comparison to, like, modern Lara Croft to, like, the Lara Croft of the first 3 games. The Lara Croft in the original games had a personality.
Well, I think the way they take the stories is they brutalize her in those games. She gets the shit just kicked out of her.
Yeah.
In the games, and it's a lot of times uncomfortable. There are times in the game where I'm like, I'm uncomfortable with this.
Yeah, which is the point. It's the point you're supposed. But at a certain point, I'm also like.
But I'm not playing Tomb Raider games to be uncomfortable.
Well, it's also, for me, it kind of comes across as a crutch. Like, it's kind of like, I am a strong believer in the more you kick the shit out of a character, the more, like, you want to root for them. But when it's all you do, and you don't really give her much of a personality to bounce off of, I start to kind of lose interest.
I personally would probably put it at the top of casual gamer.
Modern, like, reboot Lara Croft, yeah. That's kind of where I am.
I'd put her above Blinks at least.
No, Blinks is a cool cat.
Yeah, but at least
Blinks is a cool cat.
Lara Croft is, like, I recognize that name.
Well,
I didn't know what a Blinks was.
Would you recognize it if not for the old games?
Yeah.
Good point.
Also, remember, there might be old OG Lara Croft later in this list.
That is true.
All right. It's one hell of a guy. He's Leon Kennedy. I love him.
Yeah.
It's Leon Kennedy. I love him. Honestly,
on.
I would put him here.
Yeah.
Crash is more iconic. That's why I'm keeping Crash, but it's Leon Kennedy. I love Leon Kennedy.
Yeah. Oh, no.
We
both looked over.
Leon Kennedy. This is my Mason part where I'm like, go ahead, put him wherever you want. I don't really have much of an attachment to Leon Kennedy. My Resident Evil character's Chris Redfield. # not my Resi. But like,
Leon is my favorite little dum-dum. He's so dumb. Have you seen the videos going around of the OG that he never seems to recognize Ada Wong despite when she's like right in front of her? Like there's one where she just takes off a little bit of glasses and he's like, Ada.
Well, he's bad with that with everyone. There's literally a point where he has this fucking equilibrium-ass gunfight with Chris, and then they point guns at each other and he's like, Chris? And it's like, what the fuck do you mean? You're punching him in the face.
I love my Leon Kennedy dum-dum.
Well, the thing about Leon is that he's such a, like... He's one of those characters. He's kind of like a classic action hero who just kind of like stumbled into a situation.
It's
and
his
now
first
has got to
day.
get himself out of it.
Yeah.
He is the John McClane of the Resident Evil universe.
Yes.
He is, which is why I'm okay putting him that high. It is just, for me, Leon is not one I have much of an attachment to, but I also don't have much of that an attachment to the Resident Evil franchise.
That's fair.
So that is a me thing.
So here, let's see. Are we gonna get the internet's bile? None of us are huge Legend of Zelda.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't care.
I really like Legend of Zelda.
Okay.
Am I the only one here who's completed a Legend of Zelda game?
No,
Probably.
I've beaten both Majora's Mask and Ocarina.
Oh, okay. All right. So you've beaten the ones that everybody loves.
Yes, and they're fine. I like them.
Okay, so here's my thing with Link, and feel free to crucify me all you want. That Link right there, the one that's on screen, is a piece of wood.
Which one is that one from?
He's just generic.
I mean, I believe, that's generic. I believe that's technically, is that Skyward Sword?
I think that's Skyward Sword.
I think that's
Link,
Skyward Sword.
who has it a little better. You know,
Link has always though been kind of fill in the blank.
I know, but I have never been the biggest fan of that kind of character.
Which is fair.
My favorite Link is Wind Waker Link, where he's a big fat dumbass.
That's true. Wind Waker Link is best. I honestly, like, I get the iconicness. I'd put him at the top of Powered Up.
That low though?
Yeah, I don't like.
But but if you put him,
If you were gonna give me Goron Link, then maybe I'd put him.
If you put him there, you're putting characters that have been around shorter than Link has higher above him, and I don't feel like
seniority
that's fair.
does not equate quality.
Yeah, otherwise Cuphead wouldn't be as high.
But I think in this case, it kind of like.
I'll put him above a Bomberman.
That still feels.
Nope, we're gonna put him here.
No,
Internet, come after us.
Never mind. Put it back.
Internet, come after us.
Put him in hardcore because it is Link.
Fine.
I get it.
You can come after me.
he's
Everyone else pussed out.
I get it. Link's the big hero, but I just
now Luigi on the other hand, hell of a guy.
Yeah.
Backpack Luigi. I love Backpack Luigi.
Yeah.
It is such a good design.
It's funny that we just got through talking about Leon Kennedy, who's kind of the John McClane of Resident Evil. Luigi's kind of the John McClane of Mario because he just does not want to be here.
No.
I'd put him honestly.
I'd put him above.
Looking at all the characters that we have so far in Hell of a Guy, I'd put him at the top. I'd put him right
even
there.
above Crash.
I'd put him above Crash.
Huh. I think I'd have him right here.
I think that's fair.
That's kind of where I was thinking.
I think that's fair, and to put him there. But the only thing I will say is, and this is where everyone's gonna come after me. As long as he's above Mario, I'm fine.
Suck my dick.
Nobody cares.
Mario's that one hell of a guy, top of the list.
Yeah, honestly, he needs to be. I honestly probably would.
Okay.
If I were ranking it, Mario would probably be a little lower, but we made Crash high because of iconography. You can't. It's Mario.
But personally, I like Luigi more.
Now, this is going to be interesting because this is somebody I might have really, really high, but I don't know if everyone else will agree with me.
Hamster Chief?
Master Chief. I love Master Chief.
He is pretty iconic.
He's iconic. That
he basically single-handedly sold the Xbox.
Mm-hmm. He's cool. He, no matter how much he's getting beaten up, he still goes on. Like, I love him. He's
gonna keep on finishing that damn fight.
He's best Soldier Boy. Honestly, this is probably where I would have him.
Yeah.
I don't think design-wise. Look, I think that it's an iconic design. The Halo armor, all of it is really cool and everything. I think Falcon is a little bit cooler design-wise for me, but I'm open to listening where you guys really want to put him.
I would also put Matt. The other reason that I really like Master Chief and the reason I want to put him really high is because if it wasn't for him and if it wasn't for Halo, we wouldn't have one of the greatest internet series of all time, Red vs. Blue.
Thomas, what are your feelings on Master Chief?
I have no connection to Master Chief.
Fair enough. All right, we're going to put him here. All right.
Yeah, there we go.
Thomas, tell us why Mega Man needs to be high.
Because it's fucking Mega Man.
Yeah.
He's the blue bomber. If not for Mario, he would also have almost single-handedly sold the NES.
Do you want me to put him? Do you want? Are we putting him above Leon? Are we putting him above Crash? Are we putting him above Mario? Where are we putting him?
I'd put him in between Leon and Luigi, I think.
Right here?
Between Leon and Crash.
Between Leon and Crash? Okay, yeah. Leon and Crash.
I will accept knocking my wonderful little dum-dum down one rank.
It's him and Street Fighter. It's Mega Man and Street Fighter that basically made Capcom.
Yeah.
So.
All right, Moogles.
We got this guy, which is from
Moogles, Final Fantasy. They also do show up in Kingdom Hearts as well. Moogles. They are basically magical creatures. They live they're introduced, I believe, in Kingdom Hearts, or not. Sorry, Final Fantasy 3. I think is the first time they're introduced. They don't become big characters until like 5. 5 and 6, both of them have Moogles as main characters. 6, even one of the Moogles is part of your party members. Mog.
Mog the Moogle.
Mog the Moogle, yeah. They show up in throughout the games. 7 just as Kachi's big ride thing, and then 9 they basically send your mail. They're iconic, but I would probably set them more in the top of Powered Up. If I'm being honest,
that's your call because I think
I put them at the top of Powered Up.
You played some Final Fantasy games, haven't you?
Probably their best.
No?
Not a lot.
Okay.
Their best use is honestly in the you could have them a lot in the Crystal Chronicles games where you would have them carrying lanterns.
My exposure to the Moogles is that one weird as shit Final Fantasy VI commercial where they gave him the voice of a mob boss for some reason.
That's true, they did. But honestly,
can't you play as a Moogle in that one Mario sports game?
Yes.
Yeah, because
I believe Moogles had a cameo. There's a Moogle somewhere in Super Mario RPG.
Really?
I believe. I'm pretty sure.
Yes, I believe so. The original version, because it was a Square game.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, if we're going off Moogles, my favorite Moogle is the one that Kachi writes in Final Fantasy VII because it's a big chunky fuck.
He's just a big chunky boy. He's just a big chunky boy.
Also, that goes with the fact that my 2 favorite characters in Final Fantasy VII are Kachi and Vincent Valentine because I'm fucking weird. So
no, that's perfect. Interesting. We're gonna have. There's 2 Pac-Man. This is 3D Pac-Man.
Okay, so we can discuss further his placement later, but the one thing that I think needs to be established is that this version of Pac-Man should not be higher than the original version of Pac-Man because I just don't think it's as iconic.
I can agree with that. Actually, I think we'll get
now,
to some of that.
Going back to this version of Pac-Man,
the Pac-Man World, is it Pac-Man World? Is that the
Pac-Man World?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. They're fine. They're fine games. It was a hard transition from an arcade game to trying to find their footing.
Okay, so I would put him. The highest I would go is low hardcore gamer. I can't.
Honestly, I would put him in Powered Up. He kind of fits with the kind of what we've got there, Gex and Blinks. Honestly,
I would
this version of Pac-Man. Now,
the thing that's pulling him down for me is that unfortunately, I cannot look at even though they are two different versions. I can't look at this version of Pac-Man and not think of Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures. He will always have that against him.
That's fair.
They look very similar.
They don't!
Anyway, aside from Mason's bad opinions, I would put him right after Moogle, but ahead of Gex is where I would have him.
I wouldn't put him behind Bomberman. In front of Bomberman, actually.
I wouldn't put him in Hardcore Gamers, not this version. I absolutely will when we get to it, but I'd have him lower. All right, Thomas, are you trying to sell us on Pac-Man?
No, he doesn't.
Nope.
I'm still on that.
Shape.
No.
I'm the same shape as Pac-Man. Do I look like Pac-Man, motherfucker? This is the most intense I've ever been in one of these episodes.
All right, I'm putting him behind Gex, and we're going to move on to Parappa the
No,
Rapper.
I don't want to put him that low.
We'll get more to Pac-Man later.
No.
Are there
I'm
two
not.
Raymans?
Yeah, they're two Raymans.
Man, there's a lot of doubles on this. Anyway, Parappa the Rapper.
All right, fine.
So Parappa the Rapper, iconic, crazy game. Didn't sell well.
Yeah.
He has 2 games and an appearance in PlayStation All-Stars.
Great design, great design. I love it. The game is fun. Parappa the Rapper is a really fun game. I think Hardcore Gamer is probably where I put him. I probably put him right ahead of Bomberman.
Mid power up.
Ooh, wow. You think that low?
Yeah.
Have you played Parappa the Rapper?
No.
Oh, well, Mason's opinion has been invalidated.
God, man.
Parappa is... This is going to be weird. Because I really like that Pac-Man design we have up there. I just didn't argue with it because I knew I wasn't going to fucking win.
That's fair.
So,
All right. Are you agreeing with Mason? You want him in mid power up?
Put him below Pac-Man.
I don't mind. I don't really care. I like Parappa, but he is not a character I'm super passionate about, so...
All right. I'll lose this one. All right.
All right, where in the top 5 are we putting Pikachu?
He's not Chunky Pikachu, though. He's not
still
Chunky.
Pikachu.
I know, but Chunky Pikachu, best Pikachu.
Okay, but that's still Pikachu.
I mean, yeah, iconic. He should go in one hell of a guy because he's Pikachu.
Nobody cares.
Wow.
No, I'm kidding.
Wow.
I'm kidding. I have no connection to fucking Pokemon.
If he were a fat boy, I'd have him really, really high because Fat Pikachu is my favorite. I'd put him. It's a cute design. It's obviously iconic. I'd put him.
I put him in between Luigi. The lowest I'll go is in between Luigi and Leon.
I was putting between Kirby and Jack.
Yeah, this is kind of where I'm feeling Pikachu.
But it's one of the highest selling video game franchises of all time.
But you know what?
One of the longest running anime franchises of all time.
But that's what he is famous
the
from.
card game.
The video game was not what made him famous. The TV show did. And we're ranking video game mascots. Because if you go by the OG, they wanted Poliwhirl to be the mascot.
I thought they wanted
Clefairy?
I thought it was Clefairy, yeah.
No, Poliwhirl. Go read the original
Oh, yeah,
manga
that's right,
that comes
because
out.
that's what he gets. Yeah, because Red, he gets a Poliwhirl.
Poliwhirl, they wanted... Clefairy was a hope. They had a lot of it. But Pikachu, that they've done... And also beyond it, like Gold, Silver, and Beyond, at once Pikachu got famous, and they've done everything to make sure that you're like, hey, here, we're gonna give you items so you don't have to evolve your Pikachu, and he's still powerful.
I wouldn't put him below Master Chief. Keep going, keep moving.
I'm gonna go there.
No.
All right, this is a penguin. We looked it up. What was this from?
He's like from Degracia.
Yeah.
Degrassi.
Was it Disgaea?
Disgaea.
Nobody cares.
I don't. Yeah.
I don't know anything about him, so honestly, there. All right.
None of us can remember his name off the top.
Nope,
of our
I don't
heads.
remember his name. I'm sure. Hey, whoever's a fan of him, write us a lengthy letter to why we're wrong, and state your case. I'll read it. The Rabbids.
So. Oh, grow
Anyways.
a fucking pair, Jesus. The Rabbids are interesting because, yeah, they kind of suck, but then the Mario Rabbids games happen
And
they
they're
become
awesome.
really good.
Yeah, that's the thing is like in their own franchise, in the Rayman franchise, I used to hate the Rabbids. And then you get them in the Mario and the Rabbids, I'm like, okay, I get them. They're kind of fun.
I
This
really
is a fun
like the
strategy
Rabbids
game.
in the Mario Rabbids series. That's
I think
kind of where I'm torn with
Mm-hmm.
them.
because if we were talking just about in the Rayman, I might even just as low as Nobody Cares.
Yeah.
But in Mario, I'd actually go even higher. So, like, do we settle and just like top a powered up?
I'd say top
When
of casual.
you got your shtick ripped off by the frickin' minions, that's got to account for something,
That's
right?
fair. I'd put him still in powered up. Let's put him below Blinks.
Yeah.
Would you rather
No, I'm fine.
We are talking about just a generic rabbit, remember?
That's
I
fair. Yeah,
realize
we'll put him
this.
in casual game then.
Yeah, that's casual.
That's fine. All right, this is an interesting one because started to put a lot of the PlayStations in Hell of a Guy. Ratchet and Clank.
Never played one. Go.
God damn it, child!
I never had a PlayStation.
Then get one!
But Ratchet and Clank,
Ratchet and Clank's PlayStation. But
I know, but
fuck!
I'm not here.
you had a PS2. You even said that.
Yeah, when I was 5,
Yeah, it would have been out by then. It's 2008.
I didn't know what a Ratchet or a Clank was.
All right.
For me, Ratchet and Clank's in one hell of a guy just because of the PS2 era. He is the one that has lasted.
Yeah, he is the lasting one. Personally, I wouldn't if I were personally just talking about the way I like him, I wouldn't have him above Jack. But iconography and also a lot of it, I think I would put him just slightly above Jack.
Probably, if we're talking personal, I'd honestly have him bottom. I'd have him behind Kratos, but for
That's fair.
But
also,
for iconography's sake, I think.
but also we have Kratos there, who is one of the other big PlayStation
Yeah.
2.
So,
I think bottom of one hell of a guy actually works for me.
that's fair. Man,
Okay.
how much have I shouted this
A
episode?
lot.
I apologize for Sean because he's the only one wearing headphones. I've probably shattered his eardrums.
And
He's
they were
gonna
shouted
take
for.
off his headphones and be
All
like,
right.
"What?" What'd you
Rayman.
say?
Rayman.
Rayman. This is okay. So we have hold
This
on,
is
so-
3D Rayman.
This
Is
is
this 3D
3D.
Rayman, or I thought the other one was 3D.
No, the other one's 2D Rayman. This is 3D Rayman.
Okay. Who only appeared in one? There was only one 3D Rayman, right?
There's quite a few.
There's quite a few 3D Raymans.
Quite a few.
Oh, my bad.
The Rayman games are fine. I never really was a huge fan of his design. That's kind of the thing there. He's fine, but there was just something that was just
It's the lack of limbs, isn't it?
no. I actually kind of like that. It's kind of that is endearing part of him. He is an interesting character. The games are fun. I don't know. I probably somewhere in powered up, but also I'm not attached to Rayman one way or the other. So
I like Rayman, but again, I like 89% of these characters. Honestly, 92 at this point. So
I'd go in between Conquer and Klonoa.
between Klonoa and Link.
wow. Okay. 3D Rayman right there.
Okay.
Okay. It's a star.
Rise Star.
One of the
Poor Rise Star.
poor Rise Star.
One of the several Sega mascots that got their gimmick ripped off by Sonic for one of their games.
Really?
Yeah, because Rise Star's whole thing is his arm stretch. Guess what
Oh
happened to
yeah,
Werehog?
that's right. Man,
You can
poor
put
Rise Star. Throw him in. I'd throw him in. Nobody cares.
Sorry, Rise Star.
Side note is wait, no, we would have passed him if Alex Kidd was on this list.
Oh, poor Rise Star. You'll always have being the flag waver in Sonic Sega All Stars Racing.
Man,
All right.
poor Rise Star, poor Alex Kidd,
Poor Knights.
poor Knights.
We're back to Capcom.
One hell of a
Ryu.
guy.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
He
He
is
is one of hell of a
he
guy.
is Mr. Fighting Game.
he's pretty much the face of the genre.
I would probably have him right about here, but I know Thomas would have him.
Well, I'd have him above Pikachu, but I'd have him above most of these guys. But I'm fine with him being there. Especially because when talking iconography, yeah, all these guys probably beat him.
Like
I'm fine with him
Ryu,
there,
but
too.
also I think there's a lot. Street Fighter has also like Chun-Li as well,
Yeah,
which
but,
I think is equally iconic in that aspect.
Yes, obviously. But
So-
like, yeah, Ryu is again just Mr. Fighting.
He is, and he is jacked in the new game.
Oh yeah, he is absurdly.
Yeah, I think that's a solid placement. I think that kind of works there. Like he is absolutely one hell of a guy. Yeah, we'll stick there. Sackboy.
Sackboy, I love Sackboy.
I really like
He's
Sackboy
cute
too.
He's super cute.
I love Sackboy.
Little Big Planet's fun.
would
I don't think
go-
he was ever the mascot that PlayStation was truly hoping he would be.
No, but I do like.
But I do really like him.
I'd go high hardcore.
That's kind of what
That's
I'm
kinda
thinking.
what I was thinking.
I
like,
was thinking like maybe right ahead of Cuphead.
yes.
Yeah.
That's where I was thinking too. Yeah, right there.
Yeah. All right. This will be an interesting one. Samus.
it's another series I don't have that much connection to, sadly, but I will acknowledge, the impact Samus had.
Similar to Falcon, just an incredible design.
Incredible design.
Incredible design.
And also, like Thomas was saying, like the importance of the character, like the first female video. Well, not the first, I don't think, but one of the first.
Just kickstarting a whole genre, the Metroidvania, alongside Symphony of the Night.
I'd put her in between Mega Man and Leon, honestly.
I was thinking between Luigi and Captain Falcon.
That's kind of what I was thinking, because again,
Right there.
very for me, because not as attached to like the games, but more just the iconic. Very similar for me with Falcon. There are more games, obviously, for Samus, but I think that's a really good one. I don't think quite as iconic as Luigi. And also, I have more experience with Luigi.
That's fair.
It's a personal thing. This is going to be the Mason one.
All right, Mason.
Sans, yes, my boy. I'm gonna, man. I really want to try to get him in one hell of a guy, but I don't know if that'll happen.
I've
But
only played Undertale once.
I
Mason happened to pay me to play it.
I would pay you to play that again because I want you to finish that game and I want to watch you finish it. But I love Sans so freaking much. I know he's become a massive meme.
It's been a meme, but like the design is really cool. It's very classic. Honestly, if I was putting Sans, it'd be right here, top of hardcore.
I'm gonna be pulling a Sean move here. Can I convince you to go?
You're right. You can. Here you go.
No, bottom hell of a guy.
Hell of a guy is just really, really full, and
Well,
we've got at least
it's
3
almost
more to go.
It's almost like we like a lot of these
That's
characters.
true. That's true. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Are you fine with that, Thomas?
I don't care.
That's fair.
Sans.
I don't know much about it, but I do like the design. I like the coat
I
and like
have-
the skull head.
I have long since passed my Undertale obsession phase, where I used to be one of those guys like, Sans the best character ever, but now I look back and I'm like, oh, why? It's not that I hate Sans or whatever. It is just he is a character where, you know what my most attachment to Sans is now? It's when Kenny Omega came out dressed as him in AEW.
Oh, that's right.
It came out to Megalovania, I believe.
And
I love Kenny
right.
Omega.
And also to be fair, there are a lot of great characters in Undertale.
Yeah, if honestly, if we're talking great Undertale characters, I like who the hell's her name? Toriel?
Toriel's great. Flowey's great. Sans' brother Papyrus is great.
Get it, fonts.
Shoot.
Well, most of the Undertale characters are good.
I can see their sprites in my head.
Alphys the
Alphys.
scientist, Undyne the fish chick,
I'm trying to think of the king's name.
Asgore.
Asgore, thank you.
Why
King
do I
Asgore's
know
great.
this? But yeah, Sans, he's a cool character. I'm okay with him being in one hell of a guy simply because, everyone for a while. It was like, Sans is the sexy man of Tumblr. But
Oh, jeez.
yeah.
So this is gonna be interesting here, because when we did the SA2 episode over on What the Bleep Are You Playing, you could literally watch it on this YouTube channel, or over on our podcasting and everywhere around. we talked about Shadow and how SA2 Shadow is awesome. Then what'd they do after that?
You guys,
one of us.
You guys say your piece.
Well, I think even Thomas, remember, I mean, it says, like, the biggest thing is Shadow has his arc completed in SA2. But then what happens?
They bring him back.
Merchandising.
Because he was too popular to kill.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And they have really struggled to get Shadow right ever since. Aside from Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Murder. So here's...
Look, Shadow in SA2 is one of the coolest motherfuckers on the planet. Loved him in SA2. Then Shadow the Hedgehog came out.
Can we really hold one bad game against him though?
What's another good game
with
Shadow? What's another good Shadow the Hedgehog moment post SA2?
He roundhouse kicked Silver.
He did roundhouse kick Silver.
Okay.
That was pretty cool. It was in a bad game, but it was pretty cool.
So I don't like Shadow.
Yeah,
Sonic the Hedgehog is my favorite franchise of all time. I've said this several times. Shadow is, in my opinion, the most overrated of all the Sonic characters. I don't despise him or whatever. It's just a character where every time I see someone calling him the greatest, I'm like, oh, fuck off.
Here's my thing with Shadow. So, as I mentioned before on the SA2 episode and many times before that, Sonic Adventure 2 was one of my first exposures to video games.
Mm-hmm.
And so because of that, when I would be out on the playground and I would be having my own little Sonic adventures in my head, I wasn't pretending that I was Sonic. I was pretending to be Shadow. Oh, yeah. Shadow was the character that I wanted to be. I liked Sonic. Mm-hmm. Sonic's a great character. Shadow was the character that I always wanted to be.
Yeah. I'm going to say SA2's Shadow. I love him. I absolutely love. He has an incredible arc in that game. And then they wrap him up. And he more or less sacrifices himself, completes his arc, and they haven't given a good reason for him to be back.
And they never will. That's the thing. I cannot see a future where they give a good reason for him to be back.
And don't get me wrong, I'm a Dragon Ball fan. They bring people back left and right. But most of the time, eventually they can come up with a good reason and make it worthwhile that they have a character back. Shadow, I just have not seen a good reason for him to be back.
Well, what do you mean? Who was going to fill out Team Dark and Sonic Heroes?
So there was actually a fun tangent on Sonic Heroes. The teams before that were much fucking different before they decided to bring Shadow back. Big was not on Team Rose, it was Rouge. It was Amy, Cream, and Rouge.
Oh.
Omega didn't exist. I believe they planned on bringing Mighty, Ray, and another older character back for their own team.
Oh, wow.
Team Sonic was the same because, of course, it was.
Yeah,
but,
right.
Shadow being brought back changed a lot. And I've said my piece. I do not like Shadow, personally. I'm with Sean. If he had just stayed dead, he would be a great character. Mm-hmm. But he came back, and I'm like, oh.
Sonic loves ripping off anime. Specifically, it loves ripping off Dragon Ball. Shadow's Vegeta. That's who he is.
Oh, look, another character I don't like.
I'm aware. But, one of the things is...
character I like.
One of the things for that is that they give a reason for that rivalry. And I never really felt the rivalry between Shadow and Sonic in later games. Shadow was just kind of there. And that's kind of my thing. Is I
well, that's because they're kind of there doesn't really end up being a rivalry between them, because that's what Sonic does. He does the Fast and Furious thing where it's like, you were my enemy, great, now you're my friend.
Yeah, that's the Goku thing. That's exactly what Goku does. But eventually, there is always a rivalry. There's always a push for it. And I don't know. I like Shadow. I do like his design. I like a lot of things. I love the way he kind of like, while Sonic was running, he had his like skating. That was really cool. All in all, I think if I were putting Shadow, I'd put him below Moogle.
I will not accept anything lower than in between Cuphead and Diddy Kong. I will not accept anything lower.
All right, which one of Mason's are we moving down to appease this? All right, which one of all right, we're gonna move.
All right, maybe.
Like I could see him in Hardcore Gamers because of that one game, but honestly, just everything afterwards, that's why I put him here.
All right, in between Link and Rayman.
Ahead of Link?
Yeah. I have more of a connection to him than I do Link. Come on, you know you wanna.
Does this work?
Fine. Sure.
I know you probably want him lower, Thomas.
Put him wherever.
All right, Thomas. Sell us on your favorite.
I fucking love Shantae.
Well, where?
It's as simple as that. I fucking love Shantae. I'm aware that these guys have like no attachment to her, but
yeah,
never played any of the games.
She's got such a fun personality. She's kind of spunky, but she also has she's another one where it's kind of anime.
No, yeah, I can see her personalities from here. I'm sorry.
I don't think I've ever wanted to slap Mason across the table more than
I don't want to slap him. I want to fucking kill him right now, but.
Ooh. All right.
Sorry. I don't know why I said that.
Oh, because you're a dipshit.
Yeah, that's fair. All right.
I'm sorry. I'm getting really angry this episode. I think it's mostly because I'm in bed by now.
Yeah, same.
Shantae, she's got a really fun personality. A lot of her games just have really great writing.
Mm-hmm.
I love her
music.
Her great music. I love that her main attack is her whipping her hair like a fucking psychopath. I think that's hilarious. Her whole half genie thing is actually a really cool concept because her whole thing is she can have one wish, or she can grant one wish, but her powers are then gone. So that's a cool idea. I like that she actually does lose her powers in a game and she has to get them back, which immediately puts her ahead of most of these characters in terms of, oh shit, I gotta get my shit back. So
she'd be in the Samus.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's her and Samus are the two.
Yeah. As far as ranking on it, I'd say maybe with Sans. So like that was Mason's one hell of a guy.
Yeah.
You guys, we don't have as much connection. I think design-wise, I like her. So, right there.
As long as Sam stays in one hell of a guy, I'm happy.
We're not going to push him down. I'm
All
not
right.
going to pull a dick move.
Shovel Knight. This guy's got a shovel.
The Shovel Knight is another really cool character. I don't have much connection to him personally. I have yet to play his game, but...
He looks a lot like Ganondorf in the the Super Nintendo Legend of Zelda game, like the horns when he's in the armor before he becomes Pigman.
Yeah.
I really like Shovel Knight because I really like he's got it's not like as tragic as Klonoa per se, but I do really like his whole his whole thing is that Shovel Knight for a while had and I'm trying to figure out how to explain this. Shovel Knight had a sidekick that he would work with, Shield Knight, and it was Shield Knight and Shovel Knight, and they would go across the land, and there were these heroes across the land, and then Shield Knight gets kidnapped, and it causes Shovel Knight to become so depressed that he becomes a farmer, and then at one point he's just like, no, I have to go get Shield Knight back. So it's just like it's basically the Mario Princess Peach thing, but it actually carries some weight to it. Because you actually feel like they had a relationship.
Because they're not a romantic interest; they're just buds.
Yeah, exactly. So I would go high hardcore gamer, I think.
I was thinking between Cuphead and Diddy.
I was thinking between I was thinking between Cuphead and Sackboy, honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
I have no connection, and he just reminds me of a lot of other Super Nintendo style characters.
Well, that's kind of what he
There
is.
he is.
That's kind of
a lot of it's like that's
Like
partly why I was putting more powered up, but
Like for
I
God's
have also
sake,
no connection to his game. So
for God's sake, his game is pretty much the DuckTales game.
Yeah.
So
you guys were thinking here?
I was other side of Cuphead is where I was thinking.
I was thinking with design, I'd go more like here.
I wouldn't put him below Cluno.
Klonoa's got a better design.
I don't think so. I don't agree with that.
He just Super Nintendo Knight with shovel.
And that's cool.
But I seen better versions of him.
I haven't.
You don't play games.
How did you know?
I don't think better than Diddy, and I
Okay,
don't
when
think
you-
better than Conker, and I like Klonoa's design.
Would you settle for in between Klonoa and Conker?
No. Would you settle
You're
behind
being
Blinks?
No. You're being so frustrating right now. I wish it wasn't your laptop. All right, yeah, you know what? Fine. Yeah, right there, I guess. I know I'm not going to be able to push for any higher.
All right, Castlevania guy.
Simon Belmont.
Yeah.
Simone Belmonte.
It's weird because Simon Belmont's a weird character because he is the Castlevania character. Like
Yeah.
everyone thinks Castlevania, they think Simon Belmont. When you look at the story, he is the Belmont that affects shit the least. Like his whole journey is, yeah, he killed Dracula once. That being said, he looks like Conan the Barbarian. And that's funny to me.
And he's got a cool weapon.
He's
really fun in Smash.
Yeah, he kind of.
I suck with him in Smash. But he's fun.
I kind of put him in the same category as Ryu from Ninja Gaiden, in that like I think slightly ahead of him.
Honestly, that fits because
They're-
hard as shit NES games.
Cool design, but also kind of basic design.
Yeah.
And you know, in a game with lots of vampires, the vampires are cooler in my opinion. But
Fair enough.
all right, let's see what he got.
I would have tried to.
All right, Slime. This is from Dragon Quest, which, if we lived in Japan, is the most popular game ever. If you live in America, you get some of them.
I was gonna say, if we lived in Japan, it'd be one hell of a guy. I'm not. I'm a filthy American. So.
Honestly, like Slime, and I've played quite a few Dragon Quest games. They're fun. I like them. They're good games. But like, I never got the Slime appeal other than it was cute. I know it's got a couple of DS games that are just Slime based. Honestly, I probably would put him just ahead of Angry Bird.
I'd put him ahead of the guy next to Gex.
Google.
Yeah, him.
No, he's not. He's not
on the
more than
basis of he was playable in Mario Sports Mix, and it is the funniest thing ever.
Wasn't the Moogle as well?
Yeah, the Moogle was as well.
Yeah, but it's not as funny watching a Moogle dunk a basketball as it is watching a slime do that without hands.
I will accept that, and I will put him above the Rabbids.
Okay.
Oh no!
Oh no! All right, no, leave him there.
He was like, "I will take over Gex. Gex is mine." All right. One hell of a guy. We just literally spent a podcast episode talking about how great he is.
Yeah,
Legitimately, I would put him
story-wise above Lee. Yeah, no, in between. Yeah, right there. Where
I think right here, honestly,
because he's a great design. His story is really good. I think. Yeah. Right there. Is
All
that,
right,
Is
this-
that
yeah,
cool with
I'm
that,
fine with
Thomas?
that.
Okay.
Snake.
Snake.
Solid snake.
Snake.
I mean, I feel like he's one hell of a guy,
Snake.
but my lack of Metal Gear Solid, like I know a bunch about Metal Gear Solid, and I did play Snake. He was one of my mains on Brawl.
Listen. If we put Snake anything lower than one hell of a guy, my friend Jazz is gonna come.
Yeah, she will
gonna
gonna-
like teleport to me and punch me in the face.
Nobody cares then. Honestly.
I think below Kratos, right below Kratos, but above Ratchet, because it's
Hey, you're starting
iconic.
Snake Eater.
Huh?
This song, it sounded like you were starting to say Snake Eater.
It's because again, I think if I I like the Metal Gear Solid games. I haven't played enough of them to really get a full opinion on a lot of them.
Solid Snake is a character where I really love his story, but in terms of the Metal Gear Solid games, I have played like none of them.
I think
I think Solid because I think I have a little more attachment to Kratos, and I think we'd go there. I think this is gonna be another one hell of a guy. Yep.
Right behind Mario?
Yeah.
I'd put him above.
Put him above Mario?
We are the Sonic fans. We are. Boop. Hi there. You know what?
Wow.
Cool. There he is. We love him.
Well, all right then.
All right. Here's
Here's
my one hell of a guy. So we got our 3 right here.
Yeah.
There's
Right
the
there.
There's the trifecta right there.
Don't need to say a whole lot. Go listen to our Spyro the Dragon episode. I love Spyro.
Man, what a conversation those 3 would have.
just going great. All right. Something I have no connection to.
I have no connection.
Absolutely no connection to
It's
mine.
gotta be top 3.
I have no connection. Top 3?
Put him above. I'd put him above Crash. I love Minecraft so much. It is. It's probably the game that I've sunken the most hours into.
Top 3.
Although now I am realizing those words coming out of my mouth, there is nothing to him, and there's a lot more to some of the. Okay.
See when
I was okay putting him below Bomberman, and I was like, that feels high. And you're like, what if we put him above Mega Man?
Okay. All right. Can I convince you to put him behind Sans? In hell of a guy.
Can I convince you to put him behind Fox?
This was like my compromise because I want to
your
put him. I want
compromise?
to put him down here. He's
One of
not
the highest selling video games of all
Name
time.
me one thing about Steve.
He's in Smash Brothers.
Name me 2 things about Steve.
His last name is question mark.
3 things. Here, name me 5 fucking things about Steve's personality.
I would rather have Moogle than him.
Name me 5 things about Mario's personality.
He is kind. He likes his friends. He loves the princess. He likes plumbing. He likes pasta.
He also apparently doesn't like mushrooms. Both movies have decided that.
He's good at go-kart.
Has Steve go-karted?
He's mine-carted. That's close enough.
All right. I will accept below Bomberman.
That's too low, I think. Again, one of the highest selling.
So you want to know something? Until he was announced in Smash, I didn't know who he was.
Seriously?
I've never played Minecraft. Still to this day.
I've never played Minecraft.
Never played
What?
Minecraft.
What?
My connection to
I
Minecraft.
don't care.
My connection to Minecraft is that 10-year-olds play it and then talk my ear off about it. That's my connection.
I like the Vanoss gaming videos on Minecraft.
My mind.
That is my.
I had no idea who Steve was.
blown. All right, one of these days we are doing a Minecraft stream.
Fuck.
I'm inviting both of y'all to my world.
All right, for that
and
we're
we'll
putting him
see.
down in casual.
No, no.
I still say he belongs behind the Moogle. Actually, he belongs behind Gex. Gex is so much cooler.
Well, if it were up to me, Gex would be up top. But
He belongs below Gex. Gex is so much cooler. I have decided.
No, all right. Listen. When Gex enters the top 10 highest selling video game list of all time, then you can put him above Steve. But I will
Tell
not
me though.
accept that.
Tell me how many people bought Minecraft for Steve?
That's not well.
But everyone buys Gex for Gex. You have been lawyered. Win. We're moving on to Princess Peach.
I hate this.
It's not even Princess
It's not
Peach.
Princess Peach. It's Vault Boy. You idiot.
I know. I just saw the yellow hair again. All right.
God.
Fallout. A game that I know a little bit about, but really haven't played much.
my friend CJ loves Fallout. Mm-hmm. That is my connection to Fallout.
My friend Jazz loves Fallout New Vegas.
Like, I get like the icon of the character, like the look and everything, but is he even really? He's not a character in the game. He's
kind of the mascot for
the
the
mascot
evil
of yeah. So like,
Yeah.
I feel like just on that alone, like as cool as it is, it's a good design for an evil corporation logo.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
it has to be kind of low in the mid ranking, in my opinion.
If I'm going personal, I'd put it below Blinks, but
That's
me.
kind of where I would too. Not saying anything because it's not like it's saying anything about the game Fallout.
No.
He's just He's the mascot of an evil corporation.
Yeah.
It'd be like if you didn't play Mario in the Mario games and it was just Mario was the Bowser what Bowser King Koopa sold
You just gotta blow on it first.
yeah.
Oh,
That's not. I didn't. Mean
Anyway,
it like that. Anyways,
Yoshi, my boy Yoshi.
I really like Yoshi. For me, he's probably the weakest main Mario character.
I think so too. Of like the main group, like I like Yoshi, but like he always kind of like, and I mean I love Yoshi's Island. Yoshi's Island is my favorite Mario game. But
Mario wouldn't even be alive for this if it wasn't for this.
the amount of times we've sacrificed Yoshis.
Got a good point.
The amount of times we sacrifice Yoshis.
Yeah,
in
that's
Mario
true
World,
too.
just like
he's got.
He's got a great voice.
I feel like he's got to be up in hell of a guy for that. At least.
Like here's where I'm wrestling with.
Or
it.
like high hardcore.
I kind of agree with you, but I also feel like Diddy Kong is better than Yoshi. That's just my feeling. So that's where I'm having the trouble with it. I also feel like I would have Fox McCloud ahead of Yoshi.
Yeah.
See, right there, like behind Fox, ahead of Sackboy. That's where I was thinking.
That's fair. Actually, I don't mind that. I don't mind that. Again, there's no shade to Yoshi.
No, I love Yoshi, but he dino.
He dino, and he has, I don't know.
He has a long ass tongue.
Yep. All right, triangle boobs.
Our OG Lara Croft.
More personality, worse graphics, clunkier games, but
a
iconic.
lot of funner of a character.
More fun, yes.
Yeah, I don't get fun.
So I think very similar, honestly, around this area is where I would have Lara Croft.
It's kind of where I'm thinking.
Yeah, I would say in between Fox and Yoshi.
Ooh, wow, really?
That
Yeah.
high?
I think so.
I think mine would be like either between Sackboy and Cuphead or Cuphead and Diddy.
I'll take Cuphead and
I was
Diddy.
kidding. I was taking Cuphead and Diddy.
I'll take that.
Right there. I think that's a good one. We like Lara Croft. I said if we could have this style and this personality Lara Croft with this Lara Croft's gameplay, we'd have a perfect Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Chocobo.
It's a Chocobo, another
What
Final
is that?
Fantasy thing.
Okay.
Chocobo, Final Fantasy. They've been around since Final Fantasy 2. More or less, they're the Yoshis of Final Fantasy.
Gotcha.
You ride them around. Some of them, probably one of the more iconics is in 5. Boko, your main character's his best friend is a Chocobo. He talks to it, and there's a weird dream where the Chocobo talks back to him.
Oh.
More than anything, you ride them. There's a summon with Chocobos in 7. They're rival characters. There's a really sweet Chocobo story in 16. They're just kind of always around. They are, in my opinion, a little more iconic than Moogles. And they're a lot more. Also, they have a racing game, Choco Racing, which is
That's right. I was
both
thinking
a
those
not
things.
great PlayStation game and a fun, if not predatory, one on the Switch.
Oh.
Well, oh, Christ.
They got rid of all the
Yeah.
predatory stuff though because people called them out. Like it was
Well,
like,
Yeah, oh boy. My connection to Chocobo is that Final Fantasy 13-2 has a metal song. Like
Yes!
Chocobo.
it also
that's
has
funny.
the Chocobo theme is one of the most iconic Final Fantasy themes. Personally, I think it should be in hardcore gamers. I'm not going to fight for one hell of a guy. I think Chocobo should be in hardcore gamers. It is, around the same age as Mega Man
Wow.
would be Chocobo. 1988.
Wow.
If I'm talking personal preference, it's behind Bomberman, low hardcore gamer, but that's me.
That's fair. I would put him I'd put him somewhere up in the middle here. Maybe right ahead, right around here. Between Conqueror and Klonoa.
I was gonna say above Shovel Knight, but you don't know anything about Shovel Knight, so that would make sense.
See, I would put him above Shovel Knight because he looks like frickin' the bad guy of Final Fantasy 1.
A game I've never played.
I'm aware.
Anyways,
That's acceptable, or...
I think so. Yeah,
That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. One hell of a guy. It's Cloud.
Yeah.
Honestly, as
The
much of
only
a...
question is how far.
Well, here's the thing. On iconography, he'd be up on the top level. In terms of characters, he's probably, as far as, character development and growth, probably ahead of Luigi. but I wouldn't put him ahead of Sly. I think Sly is a slightly, honestly, in terms of like overall characters, Sly is, I think, a better character.
Thomas?
I have no comment.
Okay.
I don't. If we're talking Final Fantasy leads, my Final Fantasy lead is Adon.
Mm-hmm.
But
Cloud,
Cloud
and Cloud is not my favorite Final Fantasy lead, but he is the most iconic of the.
Yeah,
Final
he's the most iconic one.
He's the one. He's probably like the one that like anyone who doesn't know anything about Final Fantasy
knows about because Final Fantasy VII sold every single unit,
a bajillion copies.
It's either, what is it? It's 2 or 3 on the PlayStation most sold copies.
Yeah. Meanwhile, my Final Fantasy lead is Adon. My big sword lead is Guts from Berserk. So I'm like, yeah, he is a character.
I'll put him right there. I think that's a solid spot.
I think he has a really good story, but it is just, again,
I think
these are stories that I don't have emotional
honestly,
connection to.
he and Sly kind of have a very similar arc in that they both have to learn to like move on from their trauma. Sly just does it 3 games. Cloud has to do it in 1 game.
Yeah, but 1 game that's longer than all 3 games combined.
So I think, honestly, this is a really good spot to put them really similar, because actually, in a weird way, they are very similar characters.
Two sides of the same
Which
coin.
weird. Am I the first person to be like, hey, Cloud is like that thieving raccoon?
or hey, Sly is like that anime sword boy.
All right. We're back to Pac-Man.
Regular Pac-Man.
Gotta be top 5, right?
I don't know about top 5, but I do.
He is one of the most that is one of the most recognizable shapes ever. I would argue it's right next to the 3 circles for Mickey Mouse.
I agree. I agree in terms of recognition. But yes, I absolutely agree. Pac-Man was humongous. But also, tell me anything about Pac-Man's character.
He has a wife. He has 2 children.
That can all be related to that Pac-Man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That is all that Pac-Man. So, like, this Pac-Man has 0 personality.
He gets cake thrown on him in Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah.
That is all the argument I need.
I'm okay with putting him in one hell of a guy. Like, I'm not saying all of that because it is the iconicness of this Pac-Man. And you are right, the shape and all of it. But the height of putting it, it feels like he should be on the bottom just on iconography alone. Because, literally, like with Minecraft Steve here, he has less personality than that. We now have learned that Mason wants to put the no personalities at the top.
We're now. I think we're discovering like how much iconography means to me.
I mean, if we're talking personally, I'd put this Pac-Man behind the one with limbs. That is me.
Wow.
That is me personally. But I mean, in terms of my own tier list, I wouldn't put him that low.
You
But in
can
terms
never
of
look at a pizza without a slice in it the same way again.
Cool. Yeah. I don't
So
care.
if you were asking me personally where I'd have him, it'd be somewhere right around like maybe here. But
I was okay with where you had him before, where he was bottom of.
again, I am okay with one hell of a guy simply
Yeah.
because I do understand the Pac-Man is. Video games don't exist without Pac-Man.
Right. And
How many of the characters that we have in the entirety of this tier list can say they had a song written about him?
A few.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
A
8,
lot
9.
of them. A lot of them have songs written about them.
About them specifically, or about their franchises?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
We'll put him there. We'll settle on that. All right, and our final is 2D Rayman.
Yeah, who I'd honestly just put alongside regular Rayman.
All right.
Yeah. right next to
where did we put Rayman?
He's right in front of Link.
Oh yeah, he's in front of Link. That's interesting. We'll put him right there. Nope.
Why do all of these guys have?
Actually, I
lines
kind of like the idea of him sandwiching Link. Like that. Actually, kind of like that. That's amusing to me.
That is pretty funny.
All right, that's our tier list of mascots. Got a little contentious in parts. I don't think any of us agree with each other.
No,
I
think
didn't expect this one to be the
Oh,
most
I did.
contentious.
of all our tier lists so far, this is probably the one that would be most different if we did our own.
And a lot of
To
it
the
is
point
because we
where-
all come from different
To
video game backgrounds, different starting.
Yeah.
to the point where genuinely, Sean send this to the group chat. I want all 3 of us to do our own separate one and send it back, just to see how
would be
different
really
it would
fun,
be.
really fun.
Ooh.
Honestly, yeah, we may do that, and we may actually that may be something that I then post to our the Patreon as well, just our separate picture, our list.
Yeah.
Okay.
That people would look.
I really like that idea. You would see Steve a lot freaking higher.
And Steve a lot freaking lower. This is what's
And
funny.
I'd be
is-
like, Steve? Who's Steve?
With
You mean
more
the dude
emphasis
from
on the question mark.
the dude from Blue's Clues?
I do love Steve from Booze Clues. But yeah, that's our video game mascot tier list. Let us know. You know, we got comments here. You can comment on either if you're watching this on our Patreon or if you're over here on YouTube. Drop us a comment here. Let us know which character you would have higher, which character you would have lower. What do you think we got right? Why Steve from Minecraft deserves to not be on this list at all.
Why he deserves to be
Why
high?
why do I deserve all the ire of the world for putting Link low? Like why Thomas deserves your hatred for Shadow being low?
Yeah, and I'll take it. Fight me, bitch.
Why is Croc actually the most underrated and best character ever?
That's the one comment we get a video essay talking about the greatness of
We'd
Croc
love to hear
Legend of
from
the
you.
Gobos.
We'd love to hear you tell us about what we like. And yeah, we'll be back with more tier list goodness next time.
That is if we don't end up killing each other beforehand.